Hey there, YouTube. I just want to give you a quick little video of the CCNP Switch Lab. I had a couple questions regarding the hardware. Some people emailed me asking, well, should I get the full hardware? Should I use GNS3? Can I use Packet Tracer for this? Things of that nature. Having gone through the CCNP Switch course through Cisco Networking Academy, we had access to the real hardware. We used NetLab for that. There was very little material that you were able to use Packet Tracer for when it comes to the CCNP Switch. Really, any CCNP course for that matter. It's just too limited on what you can do. So my best suggestion is to get some real hardware for it. It's really not that expensive. Excuse me a second, I gotta bless me. It's really not that expensive. A lot of the stuff that's in my lab currently, I'll show you what I have here. This is my lab as it sits behind me. It's really not that expensive. The topology that we have here is a 3550, a 2950, another 3550, and then this huge monstrosity with all these extra inserts and stuff on top is a 2924 XL. Really old and at this point kind of useless. But I got it a long time ago when I was still studying CCNA, and I thought it would benefit me when it comes to CCNP Switch. So there's just a lot of limitations on it. So in comparison with my current lab, let's see if we can do. There we go. All right. So what you have is your two distribution layer switches, and you have two access layer switches. The distribution layer switches would be your 3550s, which on the left side would be the two here. I kind of staggered them. And then the ALS1, ALS2, typically recommended that you use like 2950s or 2960s, which is a 2950 right here in the middle, and then my monstrosity of a switch on top. And that one I'm using for ALS1. And back to the ALS1, the reason I kind of harp on it is just because it's so old. The iOS on this one, I believe, is like 12.0, which is one of the last iOS revisions they did for the 2900 XLs. Very limited functionality on some of the things. You can't do a interface range command, so every one of these interfaces I have through here, I had to go into each individual interface and configure them. I couldn't do interface range command to set all these ports over to a trunk. The channel group commands on it is completely different. You go into each individual interface, you do port group 1 or port group 2, whatever group you're assigning it to, versus the 2950, you go into do an interface range FA07-8 and do a channel dash group 1 and set it up that way. So quite a bit of differences between commands and just lack of functionality on it. The encapsulations on the 2924s, just not as many options on it. So the pricing on this, as I was starting to say a few minutes ago, really isn't that bad. This bottom switch is 3550. I got for, I believe it was going to be like $50 or something from a coworker. He had a couple extra laying around because he moved on to his CCIE training. This one I got for $80 shipped on eBay. The 2950 I got for like $30 shipped on eBay. And then this thing, like I said, I've had for a while. I think I paid like $70 for this thing. This was maybe 5 years ago or something. So I probably even overpaid back then. You could probably get these, a dime a dozen now. So that's if you use 2950s and 3550s, you're looking at $190, something like that, or $200 that you would have in a full CCNP Switch Lab. So that's really not that bad. And then what I did as well is this box over here is actually my home server, but I ran a separate network card into it. I could run one network card into my home network, and then I have the other network card plugs into the lab here, which is my port here, and that way I can still get into my server to do my other things. If I want to get to my music or my pictures of my kid or whatever, I can still get to it. And then it also has that functionality there where I can connect to my lab, so I can RDP into my lab and still be able to get to everything. Show you what we got here. So this gives me my quick access into my lab. So if I'm anywhere in the house, if I'm upstairs in the bedroom, something like that, laying down, I can plug around on my lab a little bit. So I'm in my router, which is at 1841 that was on the bottom there. And then from there, I can jump around into any of my other switches. This is my DLS1. So I can jump in any of my switches at any given time through there, kind of set up my configurations. And I have RDP enabled onto it. So if I get bored at work, I have everything set up where I can jump straight into my server from work and plug around on them. We also have some other things set up on here. I have TFTD, which is some freeware, TFTP servers, syslog. It also does stuff like DNS. So that's all set up. And then I have a thing for snmp. This is PRTG. It's a freeware software that you can get. So that's some really cool stuff.
I'm on berries.
And that's my daughter that's hungry now. But that gives you a quick rundown on it. So really cool stuff. Like I said, not that expensive. Better than using some software. Better than using software like GNS3 or anything to try to do this stuff. So I hope that answers any questions for you guys. I'll try to get some more videos up, start demonstrating some of the CCNP studies, go through the lab book. If you haven't already, look for the CCNP lab manual on Amazon. I think it's like $30-35, something like that. And they'll give you all the labs you need to properly study for your CCNP switch. So I hope this has answered any questions for you guys. And if you have any other questions, feel free to shoot a message to me, and I will try to answer them the best I can. Thanks for watching.